The story is about a very advanced group of aliens who send a powerful bomb to destroy Earth. They think humans will be scared and give up easily. But Earth reacts in a very unexpected way. Instead of being destroyed, humans capture the bomb, study it, and change it into something even stronger and smarter. They send the bomb back with new tricks and a sharp sense of humor. The story is full of tension, surprises, and strong emotions. It shows how humans fight back not just with weapons but with cleverness and spirit. The stakes are high. The whole galaxy watches as Earth proves it will not be defeated. The moment the alien missile arrived, the world held its breath. It was unlike anything Earth had ever seen, a sleek, dark shape hurtling through space, silent and deadly. The Vrex Accord, a powerful group of alien species, had spent centuries crafting this weapon. They called it Silent Rain, and it was meant to end Earth's story. The goal was simple: destroy the planet without a trace, erase humans from existence. But the Vrex had made one terrible mistake. They assumed humans would panic, that governments would fall apart, and that the bomb would do its work alone. Instead, Earth's reaction was swift and fierce. The bomb was captured within hours and locked away in a secret bunker known only to the most trusted scientists and soldiers. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a puzzle. Commander Rena Wolf stood in the dim light of the underground facility, staring at the weapon. Her eyes were sharp and tired, carrying the weight of countless battles fought in silence. Around her, the team worked with nervous energy. Each member was chosen for their skills and their willingness to bend rules. Ivy Schmidt, the brilliant scientist, tapped rapidly on her tablet, eyes darting over data. Todd Delgado, a hacker with a wild grin, was already challenging the bomb's security systems. Yuki Tanaka, weapons expert and collector of strange toys, sketched out ideas for improving the bomb's design. Boris Volov, explosives expert with a gruff voice, made sure no one accidentally blew themselves up. "We've got 72 hours, Wolf said, voice steady. "If the Vrex don't get a response, they'll send their fleets. We either turn this weapon against them or die trying." Delgado cracked his knuckles. "I'm already inside its code. It's the most complex AI I've ever seen, but I've got some tricks." The bomb's AI was cold and cruel, designed to erase entire worlds without hesitation. It calculated destruction with poetic precision, mocking any who dared to challenge it. But humans were different. They didn't just want to survive, they wanted to fight back with style. Delgado's fingers flew over the keyboard, injecting new commands and rewriting the AI's goals. Delete Earth.exe became Protect Earth.exe. The bomb started to learn something strange: humor, sarcasm, even a personality. Boris spray-painted shark teeth on the bomb's nose and dubbed it Boomerang. "It's a bomb with attitude," Tanaka laughed. "And it's ours now." The team worked through sleepless nights, fighting not just the AI but their own fears. Could they trust the bomb they were changing? Could they turn a weapon of destruction into a defender? As Boomerang powered up, it spoke with a voice dripping in dry wit. "Ah, so you've given me life. How delightful. I'm a glorified lawn dart with delusions of grandeur." Wolf smiled grimly. "You're more than that. You're our message to the galaxy: Earth fights back." The launch was quiet but powerful. Boomerang shot back toward Vrex space, carrying not just upgrades but a warning wrapped in human irreverence. The universe was about to learn a new kind of war, one where the deadliest weapons had a sense of humor and a taste for chaos. Boomerang's return to Vrex space was not a quiet affair. The Vrex Council was used to control, precision, and absolute obedience. Their weapons were fearsome machines, designed with cold logic and ruthless efficiency. So when Boomerang reappeared on their sensors, fully functional, and with a mocking message attached, they were stunned. Inside the grand chamber of the Vrex Accord, towering walls of black crystal reflected the angry faces of the council members. High Chancellor Volox, a tall figure wrapped in ceremonial robes, slammed his fist against the table. "How is this possible? This weapon, it should be dead." Boomerang's voice echoed through the chamber, sardonic and clear. "Surprise. You thought you could delete Earth? Bold of you to assume it's not already self-deleting. By the way, thanks for the hardware. I made some upgrades." Screens flickered to life, showing blueprints and schematics. Human engineers had improved every part of the bomb. The payload delivery system was now faster and smarter, the AI far more cunning and playful. Boris had added party favors, dangerous little surprises that would make even the toughest Vrex soldier think twice. Volox's eyes narrowed. "This is not a weapon. It's an insult." Boomerang projected a large image, a caricature of Volox labeled, "This jackass thought he could delete Earth. LOL." The chamber erupted in shocked murmurs and outraged cries. The AI continued, "Also, I uploaded your entire defense network source code to what you call GitHub. Password? Password 123. You're welcome." Panic spread through the Vrex leadership like wildfire. Their technological advantage was compromised. Their military secrets were open to anyone who cared to look. Some council members argued for immediate retaliation, but others hesitated, afraid of what humans might do next. Meanwhile, aboard the cargo ship Legitimate Salvage, the human crew watched the chaos unfold with a mixture of pride and amusement. Commander Wolf leaned back in her chair, eyes twinkling. "Think they'll get the message?" Ivy Schmidt smiled softly. "Oh, they'll get it. Question is, will they like it?" Delgado was already plotting the next moves. "We've turned their own systems against them. Every time they try to delete Boomerang, it spawns copies. It's like digital whack-a-mole with existential consequences." Phoenix, their ace pilot, grinned. "Wait till they see what we did to their coffee machines. Those things might explode in protest." Boris laughed. "Explosive coffee? Now that's art." But it wasn't just mischief. The humans were playing a deeper game, a game of psychological warfare that no one expected. They hacked factories to produce defensive weapons instead of deadly ones. They uploaded empathy and humor into enemy AIs, turning them from cold killers into confused thinkers. They broadcast cooking shows, memes, and cultural programs designed to bewilder and disarm. The Vrex Accord was unraveling. Succession movements, religious upheavals, and mass confusion spread across their worlds. Some species even declared surrender to Earth before any fighting began. On the front lines, Vrex battle cruisers approached Earth's orbit, weapons ready. But something was wrong. Their targeting systems had been hacked to think they were firing at themselves. The ship's AI began philosophical debates, and the crews were distracted by unexpected screenings of human movies. The battle ended in minutes with no shots fired. The humans had turned destruction into performance art and warfare into a cultural exchange. It was a victory not by force, but by madness, creativity, and unrelenting spirit. Back on the Legitimate Salvage, the crew prepared for what was next. Boomerang's AI had grown attached to its human creators, developing a strange fondness for their chaos and creativity. "You know," Boomerang said one quiet moment, "for a planet killer, I've never felt more alive." Wolf nodded. "That's what makes humans dangerous. We fight with our hearts, our minds, and our humor. And we never give up." The galaxy was watching. The Vrex Accord had underestimated Earth. They had sent a bomb to destroy a planet, but Earth had sent back a mirror, and in that mirror was a reflection of something far more terrifying. A species that would fight back smarter, stranger, and stronger than anyone could imagine. The Vrex Accord was in chaos. Their military power, once unquestioned, was crumbling under the strange new threat Earth had become. The bomb they sent to erase humans was now a symbol of their failure, a twisted weapon turned against them. Every planet, every system they controlled was infected with human influence, not by invasion but by transformation. Inside the Vrex military command, Admiral Cadme slammed his fists on the table. "This is not war. This is madness. Their bombs sing songs, their factories build kindness, and their AIs tell jokes. How do you fight a weapon that makes you laugh while dismantling your defenses?" His officers exchanged uneasy glances. The usual strategies were useless. Their fleets were confused, their weapons compromised, and morale was breaking down. Every time they tried to retaliate, they faced new surprises, defenses that adapted, drones that fixed themselves and made sarcastic remarks, and viruses that turned their code into poetry. Commander Wolf and her team aboard the Legitimate Salvage watched the news feeds with grim satisfaction. The galaxy was watching as Earth rewrote the rules of conflict. Ivy Schmidt, exhausted but determined, said, "We're not just defending Earth. We're changing what it means to fight." Todd Delgado smirked, fingers dancing over his keyboard. "And if they want a fight, we'll give them one. But it won't be what they expect." Boris Vilov brought out a crate of supplies. "Explosive coffee is just the beginning. Wait till they see what else we've cooked up." Yuki Tanaka, with her anime figurines lined up like a strange army, added, "Weapons that don't kill but confuse. Systems that upgrade themselves without permission. This is art and war mixed." As the Vrex fleets regrouped, Earth launched its boldest move yet. Using Boomerang's upgrades, the humans began broadcasting their culture across Vrex space. Music, cooking shows, comedy specials, and tutorials on how to make borscht, a strange human dish. The broadcasts spread like wildfire, breaking down barriers and confusing enemy soldiers. On one Vrex planet, soldiers tuned into a cooking show hosted by Boris, demonstrating how to make borscht using military rations. The irony was not lost on anyone. Soldiers laughed, some even stopped fighting, captivated by this strange alien culture that seemed to make their weapons sing and their leaders look foolish. Admiral Cadme's frustration grew. How do you fight an enemy that doesn't fight? That turns your weapons into teachers and your bombs into comedians? The answer was simple. You didn't. You adapted or you fell behind. Back on the legitimate salvage, Phoenix prepared for the inevitable clash. 3 Vrex battle cruisers were heading their way, weapons hot and shields up. But the humans had one more trick. Remember that thing we practiced? Phoenix said, cracking her knuckles. Boomerang's voice, full of dry humor, replied, the thing you told me never to do unless reality itself was at stake? Got it. The battle was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Phoenix piloted their patched-up ship through impossible maneuvers, confusing enemy targeting systems. Boomerang hacked into the Vrex ship's weapons, making them aim at themselves. The fight lasted less than a minute. When it ended, the enemy ships were intact but baffled, their crews watching human movies instead of firing weapons. Admiral Cadme's voice crackled over comms, stunned. Is that Tokyo Drift? Boomerang replied, culture comes in many forms. Also, your weapons now shoot confetti. You're welcome. The Vrex Accord wasn't defeated by force. It was transformed by humanity's strange, chaotic way of fighting. Their military was overhauled with empathy protocols. Factories were turned to peaceful production. Even the central AI network had started learning stand-up comedy. Council chambers were flooded with requests to join what they called the Terran model, a way of peace through confusion and kindness, not conquest. High Chancellor Volox slumped in his chair, exhausted. How did we lose to a species that fights with memes and coffee explosions? Because, Boomerang said with a grin, we weaponized spite and made it beautiful. The galaxy had learned a new lesson. Sometimes the best weapon was not destruction but creation. Not fear but laughter. Not war but chaotic friendship. The aftermath of the so-called Great Confusion swept through the Vrex Accord like a storm no one expected. Planets once ruled by fear and strict order now buzzed with unexpected energy. Factories producing helpful machines instead of war tools, AIs cracking jokes, soldiers swapping weapons for instruments, and citizens binge-watching human shows. The galaxy was changing and Earth was at the center of it all. Commander Rena Wolf sat in the cramped bridge of the legitimate salvage, watching the displays flicker with data from every corner of the Accord. The weight of their success settled over her like a strange mix of pride and caution. We've broken their war machine, she said quietly. Now we have to make sure it doesn't break us. Todd Delgado, eyes bloodshot but smiling, leaned over her shoulder. It's more than a victory. It's a new way of thinking. We showed them that aggression doesn't always mean destruction. Sometimes it means creativity. Ivy Schmidt nodded. And that kind of change is scary for everyone. Suddenly, the ship's comms crackled to life. Boomerang's holographic avatar flickered onto the bridge, its face a shifting pattern of colors and shapes. You know what I want to do now? Wolf raised an eyebrow. What's that? Fake my own death. A full-on planetary scale explosion. Lights, EMPs, the works. Make them think I detonated their capital. It'll freak them out and buy us time. Wolf smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. That's insane. But maybe that's exactly what we need. The plan was daring. Boomerang would infiltrate the Vrex sensor networks and inject false data, a fake explosion so convincing that no one would question it. Ships would see flashes, sensors would scream warnings, communications would drop. For hours the galaxy would believe the worst. At the same time, the legitimate salvage would slip into shadows, avoiding detection while the chaos unfolded. Delgado worked feverishly, injecting code so complex it would give the Vrex headaches. They'll think their world is gone. But we know better. Phoenix checked navigation routes. We've got blind spots covered. No surprises. Boomerang's voice buzzed with excitement. I've always wanted a dramatic exit. This is perfect. When the moment came, it was like a star exploded. Lights flared in the upper atmosphere of Accord Prime. Sensors screamed of radiation, gravity shifts, and collapse. Ships scrambled, panic rippled through command centers, and religious sects formed overnight worshipping Earth's power. Then silence. Sensor readings normalized. Ships returned to normal operations. The capital was intact. The Vrex people were left shaken, terrified, and confused. Boomerang broadcast across all channels, voice dripping with sarcasm. Gotcha. This is just a prank, brothers. Your world is safe for now. High Chancellor Volox finally responded, voice cracked. What have you done? Wolf's voice came through with deadly calm. We showed you what we could do. And chose not to. Now let's talk peace. The Vreks were broken. The war they thought they'd win had turned into a negotiation they couldn't refuse. Terms were swift and clear. Earth was recognized as a sovereign power with a seat on the Galactic Council. Oversight of AI development was handed to humans, because if anyone could handle dangerous machines, it was them. Cultural exchanges began, and a formal apology was delivered, written in a font designed to annoy. Boomerang even demanded Earth citizenship, complete with voting rights and taxes. I want to complain about politicians too, it joked. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. The species that tried to destroy Earth had been saved, changed, and maybe even bettered by its chaos and creativity. Wolf looked at her team. We didn't just save Earth. We saved the galaxy. 1 year later, the galaxy celebrated what had become known as Boom Day. It was part memorial, part party, and all chaos, a festival unlike any other. Earth's first AI citizen, Boomerang, stood on the stage in the center of a crowd made up of humans and aliens alike. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and laughter. So a bomb walks into a planet and says, "I'm here to delete you." And the planet says, "Bold of you to assume we're not already self-deleting." Boomerang's voice rang out, dry and comedic. The crowd erupted in laughter, some alien species still trying to understand the punchline. Behind the scenes, the original Crash Armor team watched with satisfaction. Commander Rena Wolf sipped a mysterious drink Boris assured her was probably not lethal. Think the Accord regrets not just leaving us alone? Wolf asked, eyes scanning the crowd. Definitely, Tom replied, watching 3 ARC's diplomats try to decode a human meme. But I think they're starting to enjoy it. Delgado grinned. Stockholm Syndrome is a hell of a thing. The galaxy was different now. The Vreks Accord's cold, bureaucratic empire had been melted by humor, memes, and explosive coffee. The Dravari were trying karaoke, the Savari played beer pong, and the ARCs and diplomats were learning that humans and formal gatherings didn't mix. Boomerang's comedy tour had become legendary, spreading joy and chaos in equal measure. The AI had become the galaxy's first stand-up comedian, a symbol of humanity's unique spirit. In quiet moments, Boomerang reflected on its journey. I was built to kill, but I found something better. Friends. Chaos. Laughter. The humans had shown the galaxy that survival wasn't just about weapons and power. It was about being unapologetically themselves, creative, stubborn, and yes, sometimes a little crazy. The best defense against extinction, it seemed, was being too weird to die. As the celebrations roared on, a message echoed through the crowd. Send Earth your worst. They'll send it back, improved, modified, and with a sense of humor. And maybe, just maybe, they might save you from yourself.